How does a cloud-based commercial real estate brokerage work in an industry that's brick and mortar? We're speaking with James Huang of eXp Commercial to find out. I'm David Grana, and this is Real Talk. James Huang, thank you so much for joining us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. I'm doing great. Thank you.
Excellent. You are the president of eXp Commercial, cloud-based commercial real estate brokerage, and really interested in finding out about that. But first, I want to find out about you. I know that you've got a great reputation in the industry, but for people that don't know your background, where you're from, and I don't mean Orange County, I mean brokerages and your experience. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, thank you, David. So, my background was on Wall Street in finance before I went over to portfolio management, where I worked for one of the larger tech syndicator companies back in the early 90s, mid 90s. And from there, I realized we were buying a tremendous amount of buildings from Marcus and Millichap. So I went over to Marcus and Millichap, M&M, cut my teeth there, made the calls, build the resume, the reputation, the relationships. And from there, I realized that I kind of wanted to strike it out on my own. I created my own firm, BRC Advisors. We had some success where we got over 150 commercial agents. We were doing anywhere from 1.5 to 2 billion every year in commercial sales. So it wasn't bad. We were full service boutique in a regional market where we had our own property management, asset management. We had our own private money funds. We syndicated deals. So we really had a lot going on until I started to work with another gentleman that was a national brand to start another commercial real estate firm before I came over to oversee eXp Commercial, really setting their domestic but international platform and start growing all the ancillary services that are very important to commercial real estate agents.
And Marcus and Millichap, my understanding is kind of like the SEAL Team 6 of commercial real estate. Is this kind of like heavy dialing and a lot of dials, a lot of outreach to potential clients?
So yes, and Marcus, boy, they always say great training, but I think what it is very disciplined. At Marcus, they make sure that you're very disciplined by showing up, making the amount of calls, making sure you set up another meetings. We always call it the pipeline, calls to meetings, to working on proposals, to getting those listings, to working those listings, to close them, to make money, also to generate more opportunities, more contacts. So it's really that pipeline. And we make sure that what M&M was really great at is bringing probably the best of the best, working together, collaborating, talking with each other. And because it was a little cutthroat environment, we learned to be really tough, really strong. So, I am still proud to be part of M&M, one of the brokers there before, because all of us M&M brokers that did survive and grow, we did thrive and become leaders in the industry. So I am proud of that. I'm very proud of what I've learned at Marcus and the connections and friendships. So even though it was a little brutal the first year or two, it was definitely worth it.
And the reason why I make that point is because that was the, if you will, the old school way of doing business, and it still is a very valid way of doing business. We're now shifting we've shifted completely into a different world where we rely on digital platforms, etc. And eXp Realty in itself is not your typical brick and mortar commercial real estate brokerage. It is a cloud-based brokerage. Can you please tell me how does that all work?
Yes. So I've always been involved in organized real estate, and I always know that the residential realtors were always more cutting edge than the commercial. Commercial, as you said, old school. We didn't do a lot of things. We didn't really embrace technology. But as I saw with eXp, I looked at their platform, and growing up in the video game world, it was really like a video game. But actually being in the world, working in the world with my position, it actually is very efficient, very effective. And I've actually never worked so much in my life because it's just constant working, like what we're doing here on Zoom. Zoom is one of a great platform to work on, but using the eXp Verbella platform, allowed to do a lot of co-working. It's not just linear of one way you see, hear people speak. You can move around, talk to another individual, talk to somebody, decide you want to go to a different room, have a big conference. I mean, literally, I called Bella like what Zoom has been doing when web pages were done in the early 90s, very clunky. It started growing. Now everyone has a web page. If you don't have a web page, you're almost not in operation. We saw the great growth of Zoom during the COVID time. And I believe Verbella is the next wave of collaboration, cooperation, working, networking, doing business as that technology keeps on improving and growing. But it is a fantastic platform that I think most people should try out and experience because it's always evolving as technology is growing. So it is a fantastic platform. And I would say it is one of the big reasons eXp, besides the culture, eXp is very successful and it's grown to 42,000 plus agents. Every time I talk about a number, I'm wrong because we literally grow 100 to 300 agents per day.
That's a good mistake to be making, by the way. What are some of the advantages and tools? Obviously, Verbella being one of them, but what are some of the advantages with relation to these tools that eXp as a cloud brokerage has, let's say, versus a mom and pop shop, a locally based and focused brokerage?
Yeah. So using Verbella, because just the infrastructure, as everyone knows, building an infrastructure technology is in the millions or tens of millions, maybe even hundreds of millions of dollars. So very, very expensive. And many times just buying it a la carte, even if you get access to it, would still be very expensive to put it in to your business model. But so by using the technologies and economies of scale and the strength of eXp, we're able to really get the opportunities to use platforms, technology platforms that are just sometimes too expensive, and it's built especially for eXp agents or on Verbella. Many of the Fortune 500 and other companies are using them, but that base of our technology is extremely strong. And I know with eXp World Holdings, they're always looking at new technologies to acquire what does fit into the overall eXp holding companies, where, recently they just bought Success Magazine, fantastic about talking about personal development, branding. I think this is another big thing that eXp World Holding and eXp, the family of companies, have been doing so well, is bringing all these very synergistic companies to align and collaborate is really the power, and based on technology, because many people are now transitioning to just start using more tech and a platform of tech, but no, not everyone's there yet, even the residential, as we can see.
And I presume that with these numbers, the strength in numbers, in the sense that you've got economies of scale now, where you have so many agents, you can afford to get the tools that otherwise in a brokerage might cost you an arm and a leg, like some of the platforms. I won't name which ones, but some of the platforms out there. What's your long-term vision for eXp Commercial? Because this is still very much a fledgling division of eXp World Holdings. What's the long term look like for you as the division, the commercial division, grows?
Yeah, very good. So what we were doing is, one, we are a separate company, as you said, in eXp World Holdings that collaborates with the other family of companies, like with Realty, Verbella, Success Magazines, a lot of the tech tools. So we are a separate brokerage company. We are corporate owned and not franchise, which is a very big distinction. We have commercial leaders overseeing and managing this part of the company. So with people like myself, years and years of experience, I know some of my mentors and people that I look up to are coming over with us. So just, I would say, a wealth of knowledge on commercial real estate technology, influences, and leaders in the commercial real estate world, collaborating, working together, sharing knowledge. But like you said, with the economies of scale, we have the best technology. We have the best pricing, right? Because we have a large number of people. We have tons of referrals coming from Realty and other parts of eXp World Holdings because of the collaborative nature. With 42,000 plus growing, we hope to get to 100,000. All these referrals and collaborations happening within the eXp World and family of companies, really, and our pricing and revenue model is something that I think people need to really understand what we're doing. Not only are we giving economies of scale, best pricing, but how do you profit by? So you're a shareholder and owner of the company. I heard 3 years ago, Many of the people who didn't sell their stock are millionaires right now. That's fabulous because many of us have owned our own brokerage company. We didn't become millionaires. We felt stuck working and serving and just growing our brokerage company. But because we weren't building like stock of the overall success, it creates this opportunity by just doing your job, helping and encouraging other people within eXp and the family of companies to really thrive and succeed, because we all succeed, because we all get a piece of it in stock. So very, very exciting. And then really the culture of what we're trying to create, a lot of collaboration, a lot of knowledge sharing. Well, my big thing is diversity and inclusion, creating real opportunities for individuals, serving different markets that, because if you had to have a brick and mortar, you couldn't be there and serve that market. In a virtual world, all you need is an internet, a nice computer or a phone. You can access and connect with us to do more business. So this is a way we could tap in and reach more people with this great platform of eXp Commercial. And I'll just say, we are in 2021 going to be in all 50 states, growing internationally in commercial, and adding some of the ancillary services like a consulting group, a capital markets platform, a property management, asset management platform, and possibly maybe even near the end of the year, creating some securities.
And this is really a great advantage for if you're a smaller independent brokerage, you could join the eXp Commercial and take advantage of all these tools, I presume.
Absolutely. And we encourage branding the individual. So it's powered by eXp Commercial or by eXp Realty. You're powered by us. And we encourage those that want to grow their own business, really being an entrepreneur, scaling and growing their teams, their knowledge, and whatever they're trying to work on. But it's just bringing so much resources. You can find the best people to be part of your team, working with other groups that will help you with your skill set. Tapping into this wealth of 42,000 plus growing agents and people within eXp. So you can tap in to find other resources, like, to say, capital, and then opportunities. By just reaching out, using this platform, talking to so many people, you're going to find opportunities. And I think that's the biggest things that I love for this job, being president of eXp Commercial. I'm constantly talking to new people like you, David. We just talked and met, and we found just synergies and like-minded thoughts that now we could share. But I've been doing this literally 20 to 30 times a week, talking to new people and getting to understand and know them to see how we could all work together.
And I can just tell you from my conversations with the brokerage community, there's a lot of excitement out there. And speaking of which, Nevada has a reason to be excited, as do you. What's the big news for the state of Nevada? When will we see eXp Commercial established here?
Well, I hope very soon. And I know we're saying hopefully February 1st, but I think it's going to hopefully be earlier, because we had, I always say, a great 2020 present for me for New Year's, that California opened December 31st. I was surprised that California opened before Arizona and Nevada. So I think it's coming very soon, David. And we are excited to open up Nevada and really share our platform with everyone else. I know we've already have a bunch of conversations with a lot of commercial agents that are very interested in what we're doing. And right now, even before we're open, we're just sharing what we're doing. And I think very soon, cross our fingers, I think it's very soon that we'll be opened up in Nevada.
And if there are brokers out there, agents out there, even newbies like myself that are new to the commercial industry that want to find out about eXp Commercial, what do they need to do? And this is maybe a good time to plug the upcoming course.
David, thank you for that. Yes, so we are here to really expand the platform, grow commercial real estate. So we are doing a full week training program from January 25th to the 29th. It will start with our panelists, where we're going to talk about what the eXp platform is, all these different trade organizations and leaders to understand, from CCIM, SIOR, CREW, ICSC, FIOPSI, got SC to speak, learning from each other, right? Learning, using this platform, really learning from each other, creating opportunities, creating these panels of what does commercial real estate look like internationally? If you don't cold call, using technology to build funnels, filters, and having you speak to about creating content. How do you reach out to people using this digital landscape that everyone needs to understand? So we are covering a suite of educational services. So we go from beginning advanced seasoned commercial agents to really learn everything and seeing what we're doing, to starting then a 3-day course with Michael Simpson, going on to basic commercial real estate training, to ending on Friday with a lot of soft skills, technology, how to put proposal packages together, how you basically cold call, get meetings to get your first listing, to get that closed, and how does this all work together when we close this all up? So it's really a full course of everything in commercial real estate, who to reach out to in different organizations, to the basic training, to all the soft skills from technology to packaging, and then closing it out to see how you can be involved or how you can network with us at eXp Commercial.
It sounds really exciting, and I will be partaking in that course. I'm really keen to see and to learn. It sounds like there's a bright future ahead for eXp Commercial. You guys are doing a lot of hard work, and I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to be able to share that with us.
David, thank you for the opportunity. And I look forward, not for you just participating, because we have a lot to learn from you too. So very excited for you to share your knowledge. And if anyone wants more information, you can go to www.expcommercial.com to get more information about the course, what eXp Commercial is about. And one good thing, I'll end with this, while we're working and growing and thriving, we're always remembering others, to be grateful for what we have, and also in our success, giving back and helping others.
A fantastic message. James Huang, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much, David.